What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm picking NFL Week 9 matchups, so let's hop into it. And first things first, I want to give a shout out to Johnny for winning the $100 Fanatics gift card giveaway, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for future giveaways, and it would just really mean a lot to me. But anyway, last week my record was 10-6, so I definitely had a bounce back week from the week before, and that brings my overall record to 73-49. And the NFL trade deadline was on Tuesday, so some names were on the move. I'll put a list up here on the screen, and I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but some guys can definitely make an impact for their new teams for the rest of the season, namely defensive end Chase Young on that 49ers defensive line, defensive end Montez Sweat moving from Washington, another Washington guy moving over to Chicago on that defensive line. Quarterback Josh Dobbs getting traded to the Minnesota Vikings after Kirk Cousins went down with an Achilles injury. And defensive lineman Leonard Williams moving from the Giants to the Seahawks, one of those worst of first situations for a player. But anyway, here's a little picture of who got moved, just in case you missed it or needed a refresher. But anyway, let's hop into the picks. And on Thursday Night Football, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Titans are coming off a win last week, starting quarterback Will Levis, and Malik Willis did get to play. Levis did throw for 4 touchdowns, 3 of them went to D-Hop. And this Titans offense definitely came alive last week, so hopefully they can carry it into this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who will probably be without safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, which is just a huge blow to this Steelers defense right here. And the Steelers might be without quarterback Kenny Pickett, as he had a rib injury and had to leave last week's game, and Mitch Trubisky came in to fill in for him. So the Steelers might be having to start Trubisky. The Titans already came out and said that Will Levis is their starting quarterback for this game. And if he plays anything like he did last week, I feel like the Steelers team could definitely be in trouble, especially since Matt Canada and the Steelers offense is really lackluster, and he should probably get the boot, much like all those Raider coaches. But regardless, I have the Titans winning this game right here in Pittsburgh by a score of 24-13. Then we actually have a game in Germany. We have the Miami Dolphins against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, two of the AFC's best teams right here going head to head over in Germany. The Dolphins got Jalen Ramsey back last week, and he made his presence felt with an interception. And the Chiefs, on the other hand, they lost to the Broncos for the first time in 8 years, which is just insane that they were able to just keep it up for that long. Peyton Manning was the last Broncos quarterback to beat the Chiefs. So, good on the Broncos for beating the Chiefs. And I know Patrick Mahomes had the flu in that game, and he definitely did not have a Michael Jordan flu game. It wasn't good. And this Chiefs team as a whole got really held in check by this Broncos team. But hopefully they can just flip the switch, reset, and square off against this Dolphins team in what I think will be a really good game. I think it'll be relatively high scoring. I definitely think it's going to be a close game right here. But I'm actually going to give it to the Dolphins right here. They have a extremely explosive offense. Not that the Chiefs' offense isn't explosive, but the Dolphins have a super fast, super explosive offense, and I think that you can just edge out the Chiefs right here, as I have the Dolphins winning this game by a score of 30-28. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Atlanta Falcons. Both of these teams are sitting at 500 right here, and the Minnesota Vikings devastatingly last week lost quarterback Kirk Cousins to a season-ending Achilles injury, and it probably also ends his time in Minnesota as his contract was about to expire. So just a devastating blow to this Vikings team, but they did go out and trade for quarterback Josh Dobbs, so I know they still want to be competitive, but they did come out and say that rookie quarterback Jalen Hall will start this game against the Falcons. And to be honest with y'all, I don't know how that's going to go. I know rookie wide receiver Jordan Addison is playing really well for the Vikings. The Vikings will probably be without Justin Jefferson, so Hall will probably need all the help he can get for the Vikings in this game. But the Falcons, on the other hand, Desmond Ridder, another quarterback that went out last week with an injury, so Taylor Heineke might start this game for the Falcons. So both of these teams could be starting quarterbacks that did not start for them last week. And if that is the case, I like Taylor Heineke in his experience more than a rookie quarterback that is just now getting his first NFL start. So because of that, I do have the Atlanta Falcons winning this game right here at home by a score of 23-17. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals on the road at the Cleveland Browns. Both of these teams did lose last week. The Cardinals came out and said that they will be starting either quarterback Kyler Murray coming back from his ACL injury or rookie quarterback Clayton Tune. So regardless of who the Cardinals start, it will be their first start this season for the team. The Browns, on the other hand, they lost to the Seahawks last week, and there's been talk that maybe they'll start Dorian Thompson-Robinson, their rookie quarterback out of UCLA, in this game. So this game could be starting two rookie quarterbacks. It could be starting two veteran quarterbacks in Kyler Murray and PJ Walker. It's still kind of up in the air for both these teams, honestly. So I'm picking this game based on who I think has the better overall team. and the Browns definitely do. Their defense has definitely been lackluster these past couple of weeks, but they are still ranked near the top in the NFL in defensive performance. So I'm going to give this one right here to the Browns at home by a score of 24-10. Then we have the Los Angeles Rams on the road at the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams below 500. The Packers have really just kind of been playing lackluster football these past few weeks. The Rams, on the other hand, not playing the greatest. Matthew Stafford, another quarterback. There were a ton of quarterbacks last week that left with injuries. He left because of a thumb injury. I want to say he tore a ligament in his thumb, so he is definitely questionable for this game. So the Rams might have to start rookie quarterback Stenson Bennett. I'm blanking right now on their backup quarterback's name. Probably should have wrote it down, but I didn't. But this is probably another one of those games that'll probably be messy, relatively low scoring right here. But because I like the Rams supporting cast a little bit more than the Packers, I do have them winning this game right here by a score of 17-13. Then we have the Washington Commanders at the New England Patriots. Once again, both of these teams under 500 on the season. Washington was one of the more active teams at this trade deadline, but they were dealing players away. They dealt defensive end Chase Young to the 49ers. They dealt defensive end Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears, so definitely not much of an upgrade for Sweat, and I kind of feel bad that he has to go play for the Bears. But regardless, they definitely took a hit on that defensive line, one of their strongest position groups on the whole team. So that's definitely going to hurt this team. The Patriots, on the other hand, they didn't do anything at the deadline. They did lose last week. So both of these teams just looking for a win right here. And I actually have the Patriots winning this game right here, mainly because if Washington can't get pressure on whoever's quarterbacking the Patriots in this game, it'll probably be Mac Jones, but he's been pulled a couple of times, so that could also be up in the air. But if Washington can't get any pressure on them, and they have all day to throw, that could be a recipe for a disaster. So I have the Patriots winning this game, and ultimately another relatively close, ugly game by a score of 21-20. Then we have the Chicago Bears on the road at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints sitting at 500, the Bears well below 500. And the Bears, once again, will be without quarterback Justin Fields right here. So Tyson Bagent will start at quarterback once again. And definitely the Bears came back down to earth after their loss to the Chargers. And once again, I do have the Saints winning this game right here. The Bears did make some improvements. They did get defensive end Montez Sweat. So their defense did get a playmaker right there. Could make life hard for the Saints team, but overall, I don't think Sweat's going to completely change the course of this Bears season. And the Saints are a better overall team. They've been playing good. They've actually been scoring a lot more points these past couple of weeks. So if they can just keep that trend up, I don't think the Saints will have too much of an issue winning this game. And I have them winning it by a score of 27-10. And then we have a battle of first place bird themed teams. We have the Seattle Seahawks on the road at the Baltimore Ravens. The Seahawks got a win last week against the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens also got a win last week, and I do think this is going to be a really good matchup. The Ravens now have the number one defense in the league last week after Cleveland struggles, so tough task for the Seahawks right here. The Ravens offense, once again, they're clicking, they're scoring a ton of points, so even though these two teams only have two losses and they're both in first in their division, I do think the Ravens are a step ahead of the Seahawks. They are in a tier above them, and I do have the Ravens winning this game right here at home by a score of 26-17. Then we have a battle of 3 and 4 teams, so both a game under 500. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road at the Houston Texans. And Baker Mayfield will probably be playing in this game for the Buccaneers, but he's going to be playing through a knee injury. And as a Browns fan that has watched Baker Mayfield tough it out through injuries, good can come from it, but a lot of bad also tends to follow him playing through injuries, so that could be a recipe for disaster for this Buccaneers team. The Texans, on the other hand, they did lose last week to the Panthers, giving the Panthers their first win of the season, and CJ Stroud started the season off really hot, kind of came back down to earth a little bit, and he's a rookie quarterback. They're going to go through some stuff, and I actually have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this game right here on the road. Even though Mayfield's playing through an injury, he does have a great supporting cast. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, guys like that can definitely make plays against this Houston Texans team. I think once again this will be a rather close game, but I do have the Buccaneers winning it by a score of 20-16. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts on the road at the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers did get their first win of the season last week, so now all the teams have at least one win on the season. The Colts did lose last week, but the Colts are scoring a ton of points these past few weeks, even though they lost to the Saints, they lost to the Browns. They've definitely been scoring points, and that's definitely been good for them. They just need to keep that up, cut the turnovers down a little bit. I think if they can score in the high 20s, low 30s again, that this Carolina Panthers team is not built to catch up, and they've still got a lot to learn with a rookie quarterback in Bryce Young. So I actually have the Colts winning this game right here on the road by a score of 34-21. Then we have the New York Giants on the road at the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Giants, yet another team that their quarterback went down last week in Tyrod Taylor. So Daniel Jones is hurt. He should be coming back relatively soon, but that's still up in the air. Tyrod Taylor might be out for this game, so it'll probably be DeVito, their third string quarterback, who just got signed to the active roster right here starting this game against the Raiders. And the Raiders are definitely a team that's having a lot of dysfunction right now. They just fired their GM, they just fired their head coach, they just fired their offensive coordinator. They promoted a linebacker coach to their interim head coach. So a lot of turmoil going on in the Raiders organization right now. I know some of their offensive players are not happy with their production, and it's just a mess right here for the Raiders. And because of all that turnover, new coaching staff kind of coming in, new guys taking over certain spots, I think that benefits the Giants right here. And even though the Giants are starting a third string quarterback, I actually have the Giants winning this game right here against the Raiders. I think it's going to be another one of those super ugly games, but I have the Giants winning at 16-14. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles, so a divisional matchup, two of the NFC's best teams squaring off right here, and this will be a really good game. Both of these two teams are relatively healthy, no major injuries for them. And for the Cowboys, they definitely need to put on a good showing right here because when they played the 49ers a few weeks back, they got absolutely blown out. So just proving that they can hang with the Eagles in this game and who knows, maybe even beat the Eagles in this game, I think is a huge step for this team and organization right here. And I actually have the Cowboys winning this game in Philadelphia. They've been playing really good. Their offense has been super explosive. CeeDee Lamb went off last week against the Rams. They've been putting up a ton of points. Not that the Eagles have been playing bad. They beat the Dolphins. They did slip up against the Jets, though. They've had trouble with the Commanders, but they always seem to kind of do that. But regardless, I think this is going to be one of the best games, if not the best game of the week right here. And I have the Cowboys pulling off the upset in Philadelphia by a score of 33-28. Then for Sunday Night Football, we have an AFC showdown. We have the Buffalo Bills at the Cincinnati Bengals right here. The Bills kind of been struggling this season. They've had some really good games, then they've had some really bad games. Their offense has just kind of been a roller coaster ride. Josh Allen's had his ups and downs. The Bengals are back. They've won 3 straight. They just knocked off the 49ers in San Francisco last week. So after their poor 1-3 start, they are 3-0. Joe Burrow and this team, that injury seems to be completely gone. This offense is definitely producing right here. The Bengals are back. This game will be in Cincinnati. And with the way Buffalo has been kind of playing up and down, granted they did beat the Dolphins, but they've struggled against some lesser teams like the Giants. I do have the Bengals winning right here at home against the Bills by a score of 31-20. Then for Monday Night Football, we have the Los Angeles Chargers on the road at the New York Jets. The Jets won a game in overtime against the Giants last week. The Chargers got a relatively easy win against the Bears last week. And I think this is going to be a fun matchup to watch, mainly because the Chargers' strong suit is their offense. The Jets' strong suit is their defense. So those two groups are going to be going at it in this game. And whoever is going to break through, if the Jets' defense can hold this Chargers' offense at bay, I see the Jets winning this game right here. If the Chargers' offense has their way with this Jets' defense, I definitely see the Chargers having their way in winning this game right here. Both the Chargers defense and the Jets offense do have their weak points right here. And I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a one-score game right here. But I do have the Chargers ultimately winning this game right here by a score of 27-21. So yeah, those are my NFL Week 9 picks. We are halfway through the season. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you with another video. God bless.